It's 10 trivia questions on Disney IMDB trivia. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thank you so much for checking out my show, and thanks for donating on Patreon every single month at patreon.com/trivia with buds. We're up to 50-something patrons, and all of those patrons who I have mailing addresses for have now been mailed a copy of my brand new first ever puzzle book, Pop Culture Puzzles Volume 1, 23 brand new quizzes you've never heard anywhere else on the podcast or at my live nights or on virtual trivia nights. I made them just for the book. And there's a great picture of me as Bob Ross on the cover, drawn by the great artist Brian Ward on Instagram, who does all my character work. He's working on a new one for January for me as we speak, and I'll just tell you, it's very sweet. Very sweet. That's your theme, okay? We are going to have those books available on Etsy, too. The link is in the show notes. It's etsy.com/shop/trivia with buds. You can get mugs over there, pins, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and, of course, the brand new book. $7 for the PDF of the digital download. You can print it off at home if you have a nice printer and you want to do that and save a few bucks. You can print out extra copies. Maybe you have a holiday party coming up and you want to do some trivia games with your friends and your family. This is what you could do. You could buy the digital download. You could print off, 10 copies of each puzzle, and maybe do the first 3 puzzles and do like a 3-round trivia game at home. Everybody writes down their answers and then flips them over when they're done. And whoever gets them done first and has the most correct gets points. You could make up your own trivia night with this book, which is my whole intention with it. I want you to use it however you see fit. Maybe you're a trivia host and you just want some new content for your own trivia night. You could take everything from this book, do whatever you want with it. Okay, so check that out. If you need a physical copy of the book, it's $10 plus $2 shipping. That's all on etsy.com/shop/trivia with buds. Here's some quick preview trivia from the weakest link before we get into our game. Here's question number 1. What actress would you associate with the film Steel Magnolias, Norma Ray, and Forrest Gump? The answer is Sally Field. Sally Field. Next question. What decade did the United Nations officially come into existence? That was the 1940s. And the third question here, in the board game, what Clue character shares his surname with the name of a fruit? The answer there is Professor Plum, played by Christopher Lloyd in the hit 1985 movie, one of my favorites. I never shut up about it. All right, this is a roundabout movies. It's about Disney movies and Disney things. All trivia picked from IMDB facts and Luke McKay. We're going to jump into these right now. Here we go. All right, it's Disney IMDB Trivia Internet Movie Database. Let's see if you can guess these movies from these little factoids. Number 1, Figaro was Walt Disney's favorite character. Number 1, Figaro was Walt Disney's favorite character. Number 1, what movie would that trivia be from? Number 1. Number 2, this was Walt Disney Animation Studios' 50th feature film. Number 2, Walt Disney Animation Studios' 50th feature film. Number 3, the clock tower scene is the first major use of computer animation. The clock gears in this feature-length animated film. The clock tower scene is the first major use of computer animation, the clock gears, in a feature-length animated film. Number 3. And number 4, although it is based on a Marvel comic of the same name, there are a lot of changes to the names, the setting, the ethnicities of characters, the backstories, and several plot points. Number 4, although it is based on a Marvel comic of the same name, there are a lot of changes to the names, the setting, the ethnicities of characters, the backstories, and several plot points. Number 4. Number 5, in German version, Tuch and Rut are called Benny and Bjorn after the two male members of the Swedish pop group ABBA. Number 5, in the German version, Tuch and Rut are called Benny and Bjorn after the two male members of the Swedish pop group ABBA. Number 6, this movie has more songs and characters than any other Disney animated film. Number 6, this movie has more songs and characters than any other Disney animated film. Number 6, this movie has more songs and characters than any other Disney animated film. Number 7, to see how title character's body would move while sliding down a log, the animators based his movement of that of pro skateboarder Tony Hawk while on his skateboard. Number 7, to see how the title character's body would move while sliding down a log, the animators based his movement on that of pro skateboarder Tony Hawk while on his skateboard. Number 8, Duke Weaselton is voiced by Alan Tudyk, who also voiced the Duke of Weaselton, often mispronounced Weaseltown, in Frozen 2013. Duke Weaselton is voiced by Alan Tudyk, who also voiced Duke of Weaselton, often mispronounced as Weaseltown, in Frozen from 2013. Number 9, title character is the first Disney princess to have biological siblings. Number 9, title character is the first Disney princess to have biological siblings. Number 9. And number 10, the only Walt Disney animated feature film that reaches the 2-hour mark. Number 10, the only Walt Disney animated feature film that reaches the 2-hour mark. Number 10. Some great pieces of trivia from the Disney universe there from IMDB. We'll be back with the answers to see if you got them all right after this. We are back with the answers to this round on Disney IMDB trivia. Let's see if you got number 1. Figaro was Walt Disney's favorite character. That was Pinocchio. Pinocchio, number 1. Number 2, Walt Disney Animation Studios' 50th feature film, Tangled, with Rapunzel. Tangled. Number 3, the clock tower scene is the first major use of computer animation. The clock gears in a feature-length animated film, The Great Mouse Detective, late 80s movie. The Great Mouse Detective. Number 4, although it is based on a Marvel comic of the same name, there are a lot of changes to the names, the setting, the ethnicities of characters, and the backstories, and several plots. It is Big Hero 6. I did not know that. Big Hero 6. Number 5, in the German version, Tuch and Rut are called Benny and Bjorn after the two male members of the Swedish pop group ABBA. That's Brother Bear. Brother Bear. Number 6, this movie has more songs and characters than any other Disney film. That's Alice in Wonderland. And that does make sense. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Number 7, to see how title character's body would move while sliding down a log, the animators based it on Tony Hawk, Tarzan. I remember seeing like a feature on that, maybe back when the DVD of Tarzan came out, watching a special feature. Number 8, that was number 7. Number 8, Duke Weaselton is in Zootopia, a.k.a. Zootropolis in other countries, but it is Zootopia, the Duke of Weaselton, and that is Alan Tudyk. Number 9, title character is the first Disney princess to have biological siblings. I was going to say Merida from Brave, but I guess that was too late. It's Little Mermaid. Excuse me, from 1989, I think that was, Little Mermaid. And number 10, the only Walt Disney animated feature film that reaches the 2-hour mark is Fantasia. Oh, I never would have got that. Fantasia. There you have it. 10 questions on Disney IMDB trivia. Thank you, Luke McKay, for sending me those questions for my birthday, along with 39 other PowerPoints. If you guys ever want to send me PowerPoints with all the questions and answers lined up in there, that would be fantastic. I can use those for live trivia nights. I can use them for the podcast, and I can use them for virtual shows. Thank you in advance for doing that. We've got a fact of the day for you. The fact is Nicolas Cage and Jake Gyllenhaal could have been Aragon and Frodo in The Lord of the Rings. They were almost cast. Could you imagine it with those two? I think it would have been, I don't know, fine. I'm not a huge fan of those movies, but, elitists would be like, no, you can't take away my Frodo. and my Aragon, but I would say, they'd be all right. It'd be fine. All right, there you go. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. Thanks for grabbing my new book on Etsy. The link's in the show notes, and we'll see you next time for more trivia with Buds. Cheers.